She gave 3 examples of women and what women need to do. What's the 3 things that men need to do?
None. None.
They need to
Working
calm down their anger because they have anger issues. They have anger issues. They don't want to listen because they don't feel that they need to grow in any aspect. And
All right,
what?
real quick, Tyranny, hold on. I want to get Red Pill Ranger in here.
I was more so speaking of if a person decides to make the decision to go back to college, that is a decision that they made. They changed their perception of their reality, and now their outside life will change. That's more so what I was speaking of. When people, that's what I meant when we were speaking in those terms. So, and when I said the collective unconscious, I was saying that it's obviously that's optional. People can opt into that belief or not. So that part is. But in general, I don't think anybody can argue that if Nug Nug decides to stop selling drugs and go back and get a trade, his perception of life would change, his physical circumstances would change, and he won't probably go to jail. So that's what I meant when I was speaking from that point of view.
But the thing is, there is no their reality. There's only one reality. We all share one reality. There's different perceptions under that umbrella of one reality. Gavin, Jordan, Walker, you, me, Heathen Queen, A Real Leo, all of us live within the one reality. There's no my truth, there's no your truth. That's one thing about Red Pill. It's accepting reality for what it is. And I made a series on my channel called No Delusion Shall Prosper. Each week I go over different delusions that people commonly have. The first episode, the delusion I discussed was reality and truth. People got to get that out their head. There's only one truth. There's no my truth, your truth, his truth, her truth. What happened, happened. And how we feel, think, how it make us feel, none of that stuff changes what happened. There's only one reality. Under that one reality, you can have millions of perceptions. But
there you go.
Reality is the umbrella that all those perceptions fall under. But people keep repeating this stuff over and over for years. They pass it on their kids, and it's just plumb ignorant. And it had people constantly living in delusions, thinking they can manifest and got some magical reality and often powers. And it's like swimming against the ocean. It's swimming against the tide. As long as you can't even live in reality, you're never gonna win. Your life always gonna be in shambles. You're always gonna be sad. To succeed at life, the first thing you got to understand is accept reality and truth for what it is. And one of the biggest ones is that there is one reality.
And what is that reality?
Excuse me?
What's that reality?
All the one, what is, see, this is one of those disingenuous questions, people, but I heard it before, so I'm prepared for it. What is reality? Reality is what we all live in. I mean, you need the Webster definition?
No, I wasn't trying to be disingenuous. I wasn't trying to be disingenuous.
You know what reality is.
But what I'm saying is that the reality for one person, orphan,
the perception for one person is different. The reality is reality. The perception for one person is different.
So here we go. I like this example. You know, you got the sun up above. One person is sitting on the beach and they loving the sun. They soaking up the sun rays. The other person's in the desert. All right. The one person on the beach, he loving that sun. He like, this is awesome. I'm getting these sun rays. It's 100 degrees. The guy in the desert, like, it's 100 degrees. I'm about to die. I don't like this sun. Right. So the reality is the reality. The sun is shining. Okay, you can't fight that reality. But these two perceptions are different.
Exactly.
Therefore, so reality is undefeated. Reality
and
is reality.
Well, that's why it's okay. I beg to differ. I think that, yes, I agree. There is one reality. We can scream, yell, and say, I don't want the sun to come up. I don't want the sun to come up. But if you get a person's reality in Israel versus a person's reality in the United States, they are going to be extremely different, and neither one of them are lying. And that's all I'm saying. So
but there's an inner reality within that. You understand? And that's what he's trying to say. He talk about the core of reality.
It's an ultimate reality.
There's a core, there is a main base and a core to reality itself that we all live by as human beings. You understand? And there's rules that come with that. It's just the reality of if you're going to follow the rules or not, because you're still going to have to deal with what the consequence is inside that reality.
But the one reality I was trying to get the gentleman to see is it cannot all be the female's fault. It cannot be. The reality is there's a man's fault and then there's a woman's fault. It cannot just be the woman's fault.
No. So I think
Cannot
what
be.
I think what you're hearing, sis. I think what you're hearing is the aftermath, because this wasn't always the woman's fault. Women's name wasn't really being called out like this.
Right.
This is epic right now, because this is a whole nother era that we're living in, where women are being called out, because it was a time when women were not being called out and men were just being called out. So I think that's why it sounds like it's just women. Men are still being called out today. It's just women on the board now, not just men only.
Well,
That's
this
what's
is my
going on.
problem with that whole constant repeated talking point.
Mhm.
We need to get to a point where we realize that we have to get past the past. Living in the past causes depression. Living in the future constantly causes anxiety. We need to live in the present moment and realize
Right.
that we have to move forward as a people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the past is not important and we don't need to integrate it in some way, but just to the Red Pill Rangers point, yes, there is this one earth, there is this one sun, there is this one moon, but ultimately a person in a third world country is not lying when they say their life is hell every single day. That is their I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
That's their perception.
That is their reality. They don't have food. They can't eat. Their reality is they're hungry. That is their reality.
But that
That's
perception,
not their
but
reality.
you do know that could change, right? That could change
That's
at the snap of a finger. That don't mean that's their reality for the rest of their life.
Plus,
That's
not
the
their,
beauty of life. It can go from 0 to 100 at any time for
Right.
anybody.
Plus, that's
I
not
agree.
their reality. That's simply reality.
That's it.
It's simply reality, not their reality. It's only simply reality.
I
And
mean, y'all can
also,
see it
to
as
what
poor. They can see it as a blessing that they're still living. So it's their reality. Some
is
people take their
you,
situation and say I'm poor. Some people in that same situation say I'm blessed.
you know
So
why I had
that's
these
their
conversations?
reality.
Well, I don't have these conversations. That's why I'm finna leave, and I usually don't come on panels. Because the great thing about reality,
Oh, well, when you're more prepared, then you
no,
can come back up and
no,
have
I
the
just don't. I don't
conversation.
argue with
Don't
other
do it,
people.
Red Pill. Don't pay attention
No,
to
I don't argue with other
that.
people, baby mamas, and I don't
We're
argue with
not
women or
arguing.
believe in
You're a
structure.
husband that don't have it
So
together. Where
my
your
point
ring
is,
at?
what I was
Don't come
about
up
to
here and
say
call
is
me no baby
simply
mama.
that this reality is
Yeah,
undefeated.
okay.
Reality is undefeated, and no
Yeah,
matter
okay.
what y'all feel, what y'all think.
We're not talking about, but that's
Can I
disingenuous.
please
Always
finish? Because I'm
just
really about to
what we
leave.
feel.
Reality is undefeated. So no matter what y'all think, what y'all feel about it, it's going to be what it's going to be. So
Because you
I
said
can
that.
say no because reality is
Because you said
undefeated.
so.
It has nothing to do with me because I got to
But
live
you
in
couldn't
reality.
explain reality. If it's undefeated, you
You
should
know
give it a
what?
definition.
All
We
right,
just
brothers. Enjoy y'all night. Thanks for letting
appreciate
me
your
up.
Red Pill.
Thanks for
Oh, well,
coming
when
in.
you're
Shout out to the
ready,
Red
you can
Pill.
come back up next
No,
time.
I'm
Try
good.
next time, Real Pill.
Okay. All
This
right.
is my
Okay.
Tyranny,
thing.
why you doing that, Tyranny?
This
Tell
all
him
I'm
to go
saying
take the
is
blue pill. You
how
can't come up here and talk to me and Crystal and not be ready.
how beneficial is it to live in a pessimistic mindset? I'm not some woo-woo, only live in positivity, rainbows and butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
But all I'm saying is that if I'm dealing with a child who's been extremely traumatized, it benefits zero for me to constantly keep them in that traumatized state. So I understand that there's one reality. I get that it's only one sun, only one moon, but someone's reality will change based off where they are and what point they are in life. That's all I was trying to get at.